Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ridge will have a lot on his mind after Brooke rearmost pitch. Once Hope planted the idea in her mama's head, Brooke created a romantic setup and slipped some lingerie to adulation Ridge up a bit. It wasn't long until Brooke was pushing Ridge to make her the CEO of Forrester Creations and impinge Steffy down to another position. Ridge obviously sounded against the suggestion, but Brooke put her powers of temptation to good use. Despite this libelous idea coming out of the blue, Ridge still kissed Brooke and hasn't taken an establishment stand against her yet. That could be an index that Ridge will at least consider the possibility of making Brooke his co-CEO. Ridge wouldn't want to rock the boat with Steffy, but Brooke will keep playing up the benefits of them working together as hubby and woman. Although Ridge presumably wouldn't agree to protest Steffy out of her position, he might suppose he can talk Steffy into accepting a different part, Bone. That would allow her to spend further time with Finn and the kiddies. Ridge might hope that if he frames this as positive news, it wouldn't spark outrage. Still, that's wishful thinking since Steffy will find out Brooke's inclination for the co-CEO spot and contend it's not passing in the coming occurrences. In the meantime, Steffy will sizzle with Finn behind unrestricted doors. There'll be some lovey-dovey scenes at the Precipice house soon, so that may also give Steffy a chance to vent to Finn about Hope. Steffy feels like Hope is being way too dramatic about Hope for the future's relaunch getting pushed back. Finn may talk to Steffy about Liam's recent visit as well and hope all this doesn't lead to bigger problems. Steffy, Ridge, Hope and Brooke will indeed be part of further commercial chaos. Will may decide to do commodity drastic inexpedience of locking in his reunion with Elektra. RJ is still cozying up to Elektra constantly, so Will needs to make a bold move if he wants to keep her attention on him rather. Of course, Will can't fail to get Dylan off his mind moreover. Dylan still has a little piece of Will's heart, but he's trying to ignore any moping affection for her and concentrate on Elektra rather. It's easy to imagine Will catching a regard of another close moment between Elektra and RJ at some point. It could put some fear in Will about losing Elektra for good if he doesn't step up his game. Will and Elektra have clearly faced their fair share of challenges, but he's hoping for a new chapter together. Perhaps Will could decide there's no better way to prove that than by offering up an engagement ring. Will might put some of that Spencer plutocrat to good use and elect the biggest, brightest diamond that plutocrat can buy. Maybe Will could pull out all the stops on the romantic night of Elektra's dreams before getting down on one knee. Will might pop the question and hope that Elektra will say yes to getting his woman. There's no guarantee a grand gesture like that would pay off. It could just as fluently boomerang if Elektra suddenly has a moment of clarity and realizes she just can't get once all the drama. Elektra might admit she can't make that kind of commitment to Will, not now and perhaps not ever. Still, it could break his heart and leave him questioning everything about his future, if Elektra rejects Will's marriage offer. That could lead to Will crawling back to Dylan for comfort while RJ gives Elektra the support she needs. Whatever the case, we all know how BNB loves marriage proffers. Will be coming in line to propose to Elektra, and if so, will she accept or shut down any chance of engagement news? Will and Elektra could have further curveballs coming up. Brooke and Katie are still at Spencer bickering over the Logan trademark and also some. You took my hubby. You took my man, Katie notes, so why not take my name, too? At Forrester, Bill shows up to bewail to Ridge and Carter that they were outsmarted. And at the Sand House, Elektra reiterates that she and Will refuse to let Dylan spend another night in her. After the opening credits, Dylan expresses her delight that she'll again have a shower and a bedroom. But is it just me, or did she look at Will a little too long? Anyway, rather have moved Dylan in, the triad leave her stuff in her auto and repeat their PSA. For some reason, Dylan no way indeed considered the possibility of crashing with a friend. Latterly, Dylan says that she wants to pitch in to help earn her keep around the house. When she goes for a walk on the sand, Will finds the tableware filling in Dylan's sitch. It means that Elektra will be sleeping over further. At Forrester, Carter suggests that Bill could have avoided this mess by nudging Katie toward a different name for her fashion house. Bill shrugs that all families squabble, it's no biggie in the end. Ridge doubts that his woman and one-time fiancé will be burying the hatchet anytime soon. Before exiting, Carter threatens to find out if Bill pulled a fast bone to gain the trademark. But of course the only fast thing about it was Liam's typing. Alone with Bill, Ridge accuses Katie of selling Brooke. Ridge indeed calls upon his nemesis to find a way to end this. Katie will be overwhelmed the day-to-day demands of a fashion house, Ridge adds. Perplexed, Bill insists that she'll rise to the challenge, leading to Ridge actually admitting his adversary's faith in his woman is veritably nice. With that, they nearly part on a friendly note. Nearly. Ridge calls Bill back in before he leaves to remind him of the Sib's history. Bill is upset that the history will impact the future. However, he's sure Katie will use it to fire her up for her new adventure, if it does. At the same time, Katie is at Spencer rehashing Brooke's lawless relationship with Bill. You undermined my marriage, Katie says, and now you're undermining my fashion company. I can't believe you're treating me this way. Have you met your family, Katie? Brooke refuses to take the blame for what happened between her and Bill, egging Katie to say that conduct have consequences and charge her family of targeting her hubby. Not sure that's exactly the way it happened, but anyhow, Katie is fumed. She wouldn't let Brooke walk each over her ever again. Katie is so agitated about her company and wanted Brooke to want it for her. Since she can't do that, Katie warns, you sure as hell more not stand in my way. Brooke wouldn't let Katie steal the fruits of her labor. Katie can't believe she wouldn't partake her name with the family she claims to love. From there, Katie harps on Brooke stranding her marriage some further. In the times after, I got my quality back. I got Bill back, Katie says. I got my tone respect. She also got engaged to Ridge, but I guess we're not gonna flash back that moment. I can stand on my own two bases, Katie says, and have a fashion house that's gonna be a major success. With that, Katie shows Brooke the door. You're not welcome then presently. Brooke thinks she's getting the last word when she tells Katie, I love you, but Katie has two further of her own to say get out. In the occasion's final moments, Will laments the fact that he has to partake his new sand house with two women. This is one step down from getting a lecherous reality show. Elektra has commodity for her boa choker with we on it for their names. As they embrace, Dylan watches, smiling, through the window. But is it a sweet smile or too sweet? At Forrester, Brooke does some recapping, and she and Ridge agree that Katie is making a huge misstep naming her company Logan. Ridge reminds Brooke that Bill always steals from them, they need to be on guard. At Spencer, Bill reassures Katie that nothing and no bone will stand in her way. Logan is going to be a huge success, all because of her. Step number 1: putting together the most creative design platoon. The days of the quiet, sweet little family are over, Katie declares. Brooke and Ridge and the entire fashion world are gonna hear Katie Logan Spencer roar. Bring it.